year. You've waited your entire life for this year, and it's here. Except Ollie. Ollie's my personal filmographer, so he's going to be sitting in and filming a lot of meetings for me. Anyway, you should have a packet with 3 colors, different colored papers in it. We're going to start with the yellow one. The yellow one, we're not going to do anything with it right now, but the yellow packet is for you to fill out and turn back into me. It lets me know where you are, what you've done, what needs to be done. They're on the table back there. Yeah. What still needs to be done. It's our one way that we can use to communicate. If I had to summarize what we're going to do over these next 3 months, it's communicate and organize. You have to get organized. So this is my initial attempt to help you get organized with things that need to be done. Where are you in the process? Miss Brooke and I are here to help you with that. She is going to be working mainly with essays. She's going to be talking about essays in a few minutes. Pick up a sheet on the back table, okay? But the yellow sheet is just information, all right? Where are we? What still needs to be done? If you haven't done those 4 required assignments from College Bound last year, I need those. I still need those. The autobiography, the resume, the About Me, and the community service paper. Most of you are still missing the community service paper. That is a graduation requirement, the community service paper, just so you know. It's a reflection paper. If you need me to resend any of those, let me know. I'll be glad to resend them to you. You turn in a copy of the community service paper in our shared folder, put it there, and you also give a copy to Mrs. Spencer, who keeps track of graduation requirements. So you may not have known that the community service paper was a graduation requirement. It is. It also helps me a great deal when I'm writing my school letter of recommendation for you. I personally write a letter for each one of you. I use your autobiography, your About Me, your resume, and your community service paper to help write those letters. So make sure those 4 are in our shared folder. If you can't access your shared folder, communicate. Let me know. I'll give you another access to get into it. If you don't even know where it is or what it is, let me know. I'll be glad to work with you on that. So the yellow sheet, working backwards, fill that out, get it to me next week. Or by the end of the day, if you have so inclined. The green sheet, working backwards, is a schedule of dates. And these are not all the dates, but it's a good, heavy chunk of the dates that are important to you as we go through this process. As you complete tasks, I encourage you to put this up in your locker, put it up on your mirror at home, put it someplace where you can actually put check boxes next to things that you have done on this check sheet. So, and they're chronological by date. They're there to help you see where you are. Okay, I have check marks, I have check marks, I have no check marks. Whether or not you're falling ahead, getting ahead, falling behind, whatever it may be. So use this check sheet to help keep you on task. This is for you to keep. The blue sheet, we're going to go through that next. The blue sheet, when you apply to college, there are 3 things you must do. You must send it an application. You send the application. You must fill out a blue sheet for each college you apply to. Each college you apply to, you're going to fill out one of these blue sheets. And thirdly, you must send your test scores. We don't send your test scores. If you're applying to a college that requires test scores, you have to contact ACT, you have to contact College Board to have those scores sent. Don't send them until you're done testing. There may be a better test coming up down the road, so don't feel like you have to get those scores out right now. Make sure you're done testing before you send your test scores. But those 3 things, and every year I have students that come to me in February and say, the college says they haven't gotten my test scores yet. Did you send them? No, don't you send them? No, the test scores are yours. You have to send your test scores. Now, if it's a college test optional, then you have the choice of sending them or not sending them. And there are about 1,000 colleges now that are test optional. So check, if they're talk to me about that, whether or not you want to send them, or If they're test optional, that means they're test optional. They do not care if you send them or not. So if they're good, go ahead and send them anyway. If they're mediocre, don't send them. It's as simple as that. All right, let's work through the blue sheet first. You're going to do one of these for each college that you apply to. So obviously, you put on your name and whatever today's date is, and the college, for right now, just pick one college. Pick one college on your list that you are pretty certain you're going to apply to. We're going to actually go through this worksheet. Doesn't matter which one. Just pick one. The first thing it asks you, who recommended this college? Did I recommend this college? Is this a college you picked out? Is this a parent request that you apply to this college? Someone else recommended this college to you? If you're working with someone else and they recommended this school, put down the other and put their name. We want to know where this came from, and it may be multiple sources. You know, this may be you and your parents both agreed this is the school you should apply to. Or it may just be one. It may just be my recommendation. Whatever it is, who recommended this college? What is your interest in this college? Is this your first choice? Is it, are you highly interested, medium interested, low? What's your interest? On the yellow sheet it says this is first choice, this is high on my list, or I'd go here. Those are the three. I like those better. I'm not a big fan of reach schools and safety schools, and nobody wants to go to their safety school. I'm a big fan of target schools. Target schools. If someone's talking about safety schools, they're in the 20th century. We don't do safety schools. We do target schools. Is this a target school for me? Is this one that you have a good chance of being admitted to within maybe a 40 to 60% chance of admission? You know, it's not a 20% chance. It's not a 90%. It's a target school. And there's a wide range of target schools, and I like to focus on those target schools for you. So that it'll be a little bit different. Have you applied? You only turn this blue sheet in once you have applied. Do not turn the blue sheet in until you have personally applied to that college. So you'll check yes. When did you apply? When is the application due? Be careful with due dates. There are due dates for the universities and due dates for colleges within the university and other due dates for scholarships within the university. So make sure you look at the website to get due dates. If you're applying to the aeronautical program at Purdue University, it's got a much earlier deadline than the regular program at Purdue University. So make sure you have the right deadline for the school or the scholarship or whatever it is you're applying to. What type of application is it? Is it an early decision, early action, restrictive early action, ED2, regular rolling priority? If you don't know, talk to me, find out. There's a lot of different ways you apply to college. We want to know, we need to know, which of those plans you're using. Rolling, you apply now, and in 2 weeks you'll have a decision. Some schools are rolling admission. That's how they do it. Regular decision, you apply now. They accept applications up until January 1. In February, they start reading those, and then in March, you'll get a decision. Those are regular decisions. Early action, early decision are November 1. Early decision 2 is typically January 15th. Priority is typically December 1. So know what kind of application it is. And I'll go back to getting organized. If you can get a spreadsheet going, spreadsheets are great for this. You list each college, what type of application you're using, ED, EA, regular, whatever, due dates, all of those things on your spreadsheet. That will help keep you organized. Communicate, organize. Those are the two biggies for these next 3 months. Is it a Common App school, a coalition school? Is it the college's own application? Is it a paper application? Other? What kind of application are you using here? Not all schools take the Common App. Many do, but some have their own application. There are 3 colleges that only accept the coalition application. Maryland, Washington, and Florida. Universities of. If you're applying to any of those 3, they only take the Coalition app. We need to talk about that. That's another whole animal. What transcripts do you need to be sent? Obviously, your Maumee Valley transcript needs to be sent. Do you have a transcript from another school that needs to be sent? Make sure we have an official copy of a previous school to send along with that if that applies to you. Who's reviewing this application? Before you send any applications, make sure someone's looking at it. For the Common App, you can print out a PDF, you can save it to a file, you can put it in your folder, you can share it, I can go over it. It's a little tricky to get there because you have to click the button, I'll show you in a minute, that says preview and send. And that send part is kind of unnerving. You're just previewing right now. We'll show you in a minute. Essays, if they required, have they been reviewed? Who reviewed them? Have you sent your test scores? Yes, no, not required. What scores were sent? Date you requested them to be sent. Don't expect scores to get there the next day. Typically they do get there next day. Don't spend money rushing scores. It's not going to help anything. Just plan ahead. The problem is you're sending your application. The College Board is sending your SAT scores. We're sending transcripts, teacher letters, profiles, all of those things. And all of this stuff is coming together by the tens of thousands. You can't even imagine what it's like at the other end to be getting all these different pieces of information from 3 different sources, sometimes with different names. Yes, most of them anymore have a portal. And the portal's going to say, we have your application. We still don't have your test scores. We still don't have your high school transcript, blah, blah, blah. But updating that portal is a Herculean task for the colleges. It's very difficult for them to keep that updated. So don't panic if your portal still says something's incomplete. Give it a little bit of time. Give them a couple of weeks to get the portal updated once we think we've sent everything. Some colleges are going to send you an email back right away that says, we've received your application, we still need this, this, this. They have a program that automatically generates that email. Of course they don't have your transcripts or your test scores yet, you just applied. But their program is set up to automatically remind you, this is what we still need. You already know to send your scores, fill out a blue sheet so I can send. This authorizes me really to send your teacher letters. You only fill out the front. Don't fill out the back. The back is for me. On the front also, faculty letters. Which faculty letters do you want to go with this application? And put them in order. Some schools only accept 1 letter. You've got 3 letters in the system. Which 1 letter do you want to go? Or you've got 2 letters in the system. Some schools will accept 10 letters. We don't recommend that. But up to 3, who do you want, which letters to send? And then on the back, when those letters are sent, I check off which teacher letters were sent. I fill this out as my record. Sign it, turn it in. Don't sign it and turn it in until you've applied. You need one of these for each college as soon as you apply. These are available in a little outside my office on the wall. You can pick them up, fill them out as you need them. Any questions about the blue sheet? Yeah.
How do you go about contacting the College Board to have your test scores? Is it like an online thing? Or?
Right. There is a link on Naviance to lots of things. One of the links is a link to have test scores sent, and you can pick ACT or SAT. Just click on that link or Google Send Scores College Board, and they'll come up. You have to log into your site. You have to tell them which scores you want to send. Most colleges will superscore the SAT. Some will superscore the ACT. You're all talking about your superscored ACT score. I'm happy for you. But many colleges still do not superscore ACT. I personally believe a 31 not superscored is better than a 32 superscored. Because if you get to superscore, so does everybody else. And everybody, a lot of people might have a 30 best composite and a 32 superscore. Your 31, not super scored, trumps their 30. See what I'm saying? So if it's an advantage to you to super score, it's an advantage to everyone else. It's a semantics, it's a bit of a game. Just keep in mind, if you're on that spreadsheet, does this college super score? SAT, ACT. There should be a yes or no on that spreadsheet. If they super score the ACT, you have to pay to send 2 sets of scores or 3 sets of scores to each school. If they super score in the SAT, it's only 1 set of scores because you pick. Send this math score, send this evidence-based reading, writing score. So you can pick and choose. And there are 8 colleges, all in the same football conference out east, that ask you to send every test score of every test you've ever taken since you were 3. All right? So that's another whole issue we can talk about. Yeah.
Does that include subject tests?
Are they super scored? That you have to send? Oh yeah. Any test you've ever taken, they want to know about it. There's a handful, 6 maybe. Not even all, yeah.
If you're applying to a school that doesn't accept letters of recommendation, do you just write that out and see what comes to?
Yeah. Which faculty letters, if you don't put anybody down, I won't send any. Yeah. Yeah.
So say you're applying to a school, which is like November 1st, for example. Do you have to have all your scores sent in by November 1st, or do they accept them later? Or if they don't
Yeah, and that's a really good question. Typically it means they need everything by November 1st. So you can use your October test scores. October ACT is late.